Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks again for joining me. We'll look into some more MTG market movers. So let's start the day with the first one, which is Sol Kanar, the Swamp King. He is going crazy in the last couple of days, and mostly it's the premium prices. So he has gone up since the last month and a half from $38. Right now he's sitting at like $79. You can get him from TCG for 77. He is from Legends, but there is another version of him from Chronicles and another version on Time Shifted. Both the Chronicles and the Time Shifted looks a lot better. Obviously, the Chronicles I think is a bit closer to the actual color of the original artwork. Neither one of them are from Legends, but they are thousands of percent cheaper by the looks of it. He's not on the reserve list, but he is not. He's an interesting color combination, and I think he's kind of a flex commander. If you're playing him with the commander deck, you're not going to be much of a threat. But the spikes that have come out in the last couple of days are pretty extreme. You can see that the last time this happened was around about April 10th, when the premium card really spiked up, went to $199 on most of the marketplace, and the average went up by $199 again on the 17th of July. It's dropping back down now, but his now market price is actually quite high. That's $78 or $79. Next is Raging Bull from Legends, 2 colorless, 1 red for a bull. 2/2, I think. It's just a 2/2 Ox for 3 mana. Great. It is not on the reserve list. You can get it for 73 cents on TCG Player. You can still get it for 73 cents. That is actually quite impressive. The card was 26 cents for a long time, but it is from Legends. It's not on the reserve list, but it's a Legends card, 35 cents. It's $1.58 on average market price, and it looks like there is some buying pressure behind it. But I feel like this is one of those weird ones that might have slipped the initial pickups and now seems to be on the back end of people going, it's a Legends card. Maybe you should just pick it up. I don't think it's worth it, but Root Water Thief from Nemesis. 1 colorless, 1 blue for a 1/2 Merfolk Rogue. Pay 1 blue, Root Water Thief gets flying until end of turn. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. If you do search that player's library for a card, exile it. That player shuffles his or her library. That is actually quite good. That is actually pretty good. So the card did start off in November 28, 2020 at $2.54, slowly climbing up. Now it's sitting at around about $5.21 for the market. You can get it from the TCG, obviously, for $1.66. There is no other printings of it. I feel like this is a pretty annoyingly good card, but I don't know. Next is Death Greeter from Dual Decks Anthology. 1 black for a 1/1. Whenever another creature dies, you may gain 1 life. Human Shaman is not as good as the one that says the opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, but it's not bad in a life gain deck. And if you're playing a one where whenever you gain life, you drain the opponent or you do something cool, you might get some value out of it. Right now, he's worth $2.70, which is actually quite impressive. Liliana Untouched by Death. The last couple of days, we have had Liliana on the list, and there's a good reason for that. She is starting to move up quite fast since around about July 15th, 2021, and now she is sitting from a low of $4.60 to $5.81. You can get her still on TCG Player for $3.29, but like I said every time I click on that always seems out of date. Vorpal Sword is just climbing. This card is kind of annoying, really. I don't think it's that good because it's kind of like a feel bad kind of card in Commander. Of all the printings, this is the cheapest at $3.94. You can get it from TCG Player at $6.70. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And Angie's Revenger from Commander 2019. I always thought this card was actually really good from that Commander set. 2 colorless, 1 red for a 3/3 Vampire Berserker. Whenever the Ravager must attack each combat if able. Whenever it attacks, discard your hand and then draw 3 cards. And it's got Madness for 1 colorless, 1 red. Actually, really good. in a Madness deck. You can get a lot of value out of this, and I think Madness is going to just get more and more support. They might not ever print this. They might not print this card specifically, but they're going to print other cards that get benefits from Madness. Axelrod Gunnarsson. Okay, 4 colorless, 2 black, 2 red for a 5/5 legend. Giant. It has trample. Cool. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Axel Gunnarsson this turn dies, you gain 1 life and Axelrod deals 1 damage to target player. That is tricky. I don't know if there's any easy way for you to abuse that. He is from Legends. He is sitting at $28. You can get another version from Chronicles, which actually looks pretty cool, for 44 cents. Leyline of Sanctity is still continuing to go up in the last couple of days, starting from $2.90, now sitting at $5.07. A couple of days ago, it was sitting just a bit below that at $4.53. I think this card could continue going up, especially if there's a very specific reason where there's red decks or certain other targeting creature spells deck that is doing really well in Modern. Leaden Mere from Plane Chase, 2 colorless, 1/1 for a Mere. Tap, add 1 black to your mana pool. Pretty straightforward, pretty cool. It is a artifact. It does produce mana. It does produce mana of color, making it pretty useful in a deck specifically around that. You can get some from TCG Player for 31 cents. There is another copy in Mirrodin and Scars of Mirrodin. It's a good card. It depends on what you're building. I can see that there's a bit of growth, but it feels very artificial. You can see that there's nice bumpy rides for a lot of it. And then the last couple of, well, actually, maybe throughout history, it's been very spiky. Ever since January 4th, 2021, it's been a very spiky card. Next is Divine Transform from Legends. 2 colorless, 2 white for, I think, a creature enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Not that impressive. The artwork looks actually kind of cool. I can't really see it too well since my computer's gone orange, thanks to the fact that it's almost nighttime here. But it is currently $30, not on the reserve list. There are plenty of other printings of it. It looks pretty nice for artwork as well, so the artwork is not the reason to get this card. You will want it for the Legends tag to it. Iron Mere, the other Meres, this one produces red mana, and it is also in Mirrodin and Scars to Mirrodin. Once again, similar story to the other one. Watery Grave, still moving up slightly. I feel like all of these are going to move up a bit. They seem to have dropped really harshly. The average price point for these kinds of cards is probably going to be around about $15, just because that's kind of what the average price point should be for a Shopland, unless they really print them out of the ground. Verduran, can't say it. Enchantress. Classic 6th edition. 1 colorless, 2 green for a 0/2. Whenever you play an enchantment, you may draw a card. Really cool artwork. I think the artwork is unique. Alpha edition. Oh, yeah, alpha, beta. Yep, collectors. 5th edition. 5th edition has the same artwork for $3.49. 4th edition has the same artwork. Revised edition has the same artwork. Okay, so if you want to go for this card for artwork, you are not in any rush. There is plenty of versions that have this artwork. You can get her for $2.57. Now, let us quickly go to MTG Goldfish to see what's been moving. Hall of Storm Giants for the standard win. 50% gain today, moving up to $3. It's a land from Forgotten Realms. If you control 2 or more other lands, Hall of Storm Giants enters the battlefield tap. Tap, add 1 blue. Pay 5, 1 blue. Until end of turn, Hall of Storm Giants becomes a 7/7 blue giant creature with Ward 3. It is still a land. I mean, it's not bad, but Faceless Haven is still on the list. The biggest drops are mostly all from Forgotten Realms, except for Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Poor Ugin. Weekly changes, obviously these aren't going to change too much, but all of the Storm Giants is on here because of the massive gain today. Faceless Haven is still on here. The next biggest drops and jumps are not that much. The biggest drops are all from Forgotten Realms. Moving on to Modern. Modern has Blood Moon moving up by 33%. That is actually kind of crazy. That pretty much means there is a red deck that's doing really well. And that's probably why there's so much hate against red, with Sanctity, Leyline of Sanctity coming in for second place. Biggest drop is Coat of Arms dropping down by 15%, Slivered Legion dropping down by 15%, and Glimmer Ward dropping down by 12%. For the weekly changes, Urza is still stupid. Actually, Urza might be crazy, but I'm pretty sure I saw Urza just yesterday or the day before sitting at 77. So if he's now gained at 8% for the weekly change, that might mean that he's going to be off the weekly chart pretty soon. The next biggest is Blood Moon, Archive Trap, Primal Beyond, and Phyrexian Crusader. Leyline of Sanctuary is also on there, now sitting at $8.74. Biggest drops is Mikonda, Michiko Konda, Truthseeker. Okay, sure. Hex Drinker and Glimmer Void are all dropping. So are some of the dual fetch lands from like Aramera Mesa. Getting tongue out again. And last but not least, actually, I'm going to go and check out dual lands after this, but that's about it. Pioneer 4, Steam Vents going up by 5%. Nothing else of note. Nothing else of gain. Biggest weekly change is the Notion Thief, obviously. Liliana Untouched by Death. And Waking Sun's Avatar, which is, I think, very interesting. Love to know why a dinosaur gets, and not even like the best dinosaur goes up. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, is dropping down to $31.16, 6% drop. I think that's mostly because of the new reprint from Blackest Magic or whatever that Secret Layers is that had, I think it's the same Teferi. And I will quickly check out a couple of dual lands to see what has moved, and we will call it for today. So I just pick up two of the more straightforward ones. Currently, it looks like Badlands is still moving up very slightly in the last couple of days. And same thing for Bayou. I will say that things are getting very interesting in the marketplace, and I will cover off the dollar one more time, because what I'm looking for in the dollar is it going to cross the 50? Will it cross the 200? All bets. Put it in the comments if you guys actually watched this far. Let me know if you think that the dollar is actually going to get to cross the 200, because if it does, either there's a fake out or the dollar is going to go probably pretty high, maybe even to like 99, 98 until it touches this long-term trend line, then it might drop back down. Until then, things are going to get very shaky for the markets and for everything else. If Bitcoin drops below the 30,000, then it's going to get all the way down to like 20,000, maybe even 11,000. But if it can stay above that, it might actually go back up to like 70,000. We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and have a good one.